Impending. Prepare for an impactful revelation. Did you know that we are living times of profound change and that ancient prophecies are being fulfilled before our eyes? The messages of the Holy Virgin Mary, through the seer Miriam Corsini, warn us about an imminent destruction, but also offer us hope and protection tools. Don't ignore these signs. Stay with us until the end of this video and find out how you can prepare and protect your family against what is coming. Let's go together on this journey of faith and transformation. Share this video with those who need to hear this message of hope and protection. The prophecies we have heard talk about imminent destruction that is about to occur in our world. Many people do not realize the signs around us. According to the warnings of the Blessed Virgin Mary, this destruction is not just a possibility, but a reality that comes quickly. It is important to understand that the choice of the first country to be reached has already been made, which requires that we are all alert and prepared. What does this mean to us? For many, it is a call to action. We need to open our eyes and pay attention to what is happening. Inactivity can lead to serious consequences. Warnings are clear. We are in the last moments of a cycle that has been around for centuries. Preparation and vigilance become essential in this dark scenario. Moreover, it is essential to reflect on how we are living our lives. Society has moved away from God's will and surrendered to the comfort and illusion of this world. This brings us closer to our own destruction. Lack of attention to divine signs can result in chaos that many are not ready to face. What are we doing to change this situation? Many have been warned, but few really hear. It's time to awaken, not to ignore the calls of heaven. Mary comes to us with a mother's heart, wishing us to look at him again. Only then can we protect ourselves from the approaching calamities. Finally, each of us should reflect, are we ready for this change? Warning words are not only alarmists, but a call to conversion. Being aware of what is to come gives us the opportunity to prepare and not be caught by surprise. Miriam Corsini as Prophetica. Miriam Corsini is a central figure in the messages of the Blessed Virgin Mary, considered one of the main seers of our times. Its importance lies in the way it conveys the revelations and warnings that Mary wants humanity to hear. Miriam is not just a messenger, it is seen as an intermediary chosen to guide the faithful in understanding the times we are living. Through her visions, Miriam reports that Mary comes to alert us all about the urgency of our actions. These warnings are not to cause fear, but to inspire a deep sense of responsibility. The messages she received have the power to transform lives and direct hearts in search of true light. Devotees believe that Miriam is a channel of love and compassion, chosen to bring a vital message to humanity. In times of crisis and uncertainty, his voice is a lighthouse of hope, pointing to the need to return to faith and spirituality. Maria's followers often seek guidance on Miriam's words, hoping to find comfort and direction. Miriam's life is a testimony of faith, courage, and determination. She faced personal challenges, but never departed from her mission of conveying divine messages. This determination makes it an admired and respected figure among those who believe in Marian prophecies. It is essential that we are all open to listening to what Miriam has to share. Your revelations are a reminder that we are not alone on this journey. Mary and Miriam are with us, guiding us every step of the way. Accepting these messages can provide us with the strength to face the challenges to come. Moreover, by recognizing Miriam as prophesy, we are also called to reflect on our own relationship with God. Her message invites us to reassess our priorities and seek a closer relationship with the Blessed Virgin Mary. This connection can be the key to our salvation and the protection of our souls. Conversion time. The urgency of messages received by Miriam Corsini cannot be underestimated. They call us to a time of conversion, a return to the essence of our faith and the will of God. In this scenario in which we find ourselves, It is essential that each of us make the conscious decision to change their attitudes and behaviors. The call to conversion is a direct invitation from God so that we approach Him, abandoning what no longer serves us. Conversion is not an isolated act, but a continuous process. It requires reflection and willingness to renounce the temptations and illusions around us. In a world where comfort and materiality often distract us, it is vital that we make ourselves aware of the dangers of a life away from divine grace. This involves a heart change and a willingness to follow the path that is presented to us. Mary, in her messages, emphasizes that the time is now. There is no time to lose. The calamities and challenges that are avinha requires an immediate response from us. Inaction can result in devastating consequences for both our souls and those around us. As we choose the path of conversion, we are also opening the door to redemption. For many, conversion may seem a challenge, but it is a call to hope. The Word of God assures us that there will always be a place for those who seek the truth and wish to return to their love. Each step taken toward this transformation brings with it the promise of a new beginning. God's goodness is infinite, and He is always willing to welcome those who sincerely repent. Moreover, the conversion process should not be viewed as a burden, but as a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. As we move away from harmful habits, we approach a fuller and significant life. This change has an impact not only for us, but also for those around us, because our example can inspire others to also seek conversion. Ultimately, conversion is an invitation to the radical transformation of our lives. It is a call for us to become true children and daughters of God, living according to their precepts and values. With the support of Miriam and the Blessed Virgin Mary, we are sure that we are not alone on this journey. Spiritual Protection Tools. In its revelations, the Holy Virgin Mary shares 3 powerful spiritual protection tools that are essential to all the faithful. These tools have been given to us so that we can face the time of difficulties that approach. They are not only symbols, but divine gifts that help us strengthen our faith and resist the forces of evil. The first of these tools is the Cross of Forgiveness. This little crucifix, adorned with a white flame, symbolizes the children of light. Carrying this cross is not just a physical act, but a spiritual commitment. Using it, the faithful are remembered the promise of God's forgiveness and mercy. The cross of forgiveness invites us to reconcile with the Lord, especially in times of tribulation. In addition, Mary recommends a special prayer to say daily by carrying the cross. This prayer is a request that Jesus unfounds us love, faith, and courage to face the challenges. She reminds us that even in the darker hours we have access to the light of Christ. The practice of prayer with the cross of forgiveness becomes an act of trust in God and an affirmation of our hope. The second tool is the Scapular of Blessing. This object is a powerful spiritual defense, especially in times of trials and adversities. The scapular is a constant reminder of divine protection and brings the promise that those who use it with faith will be protected against the storms of life. He is seen as a symbol of our devotion and a means of staying close to Mary. Mary promised that those who use the scapular will not only protect their homes and families, but also see the conversion of hardened hearts. This is an invitation to hope, because we know that Mary's intercession is effective and brings relief in difficulties. The scapular is therefore a sign that divine protection is always with us. The third and last tool is the Virgin Mary Medallion. This locket has a deep history of miracles and blessings. With the inscription that calls for the protection of faith and innocence, it is a shield against the evil influences that surround us. Load this medallion is an act of faith that strengthens us and enables us to resist temptations. These 3 spiritual tools are not just objects, but tangible reminders of our faith and trust in God. They help us keep us firm in times of crisis, ensuring that even in the midst of chaos we can find peace and protection. By using these tools, we reinforce our commitment to God and Mary, always seeking their orientation and protection. Cross of Forgiveness. The cross of forgiveness is one of the most significant tools that the Blessed Virgin Mary has given us to face the difficult times that approach. This small crucifix, adorned with a white flame in the center, symbolizes the light we should carry in our hearts. Using it, we are remembering that we are children of light and that our mission is to reflect this light to the world around us. The cross is not just an adornment object, but a call to action. By portraying it, we are committing to seeking reconciliation and living in accordance with the teachings of Christ. It is an invitation to inner transformation, where we must strive to forgive those who have offended us, just as we wish to be forgiven. This practice of forgiveness is essential because it frees us from the weight of grudge and brings us closer to God. Miriam Corsini teaches us that in times of crisis and tribulation, it is essential to make use of the cross of forgiveness. It encourages us not only to carry the cross, but to pray with fervor and devotion to portraying it. Prayer associated with the cross is a powerful means of invoking divine mercy, allowing us to experience the peace that comes from forgiveness. It is an act of faith that can transform not only our lives, but also the lives of those around us. By bringing the cross of forgiveness, we must remember the importance of remaining firm in our faith. The cross reminds us of the sacrifice of Christ and His infinite mercy. As we reflect on your passion and death, we find the strength to face our own challenges and temptations. This connection brings us even closer to God and enables us to live more authentically. The daily practice of carrying and praying with the cross of forgiveness helps us cultivate a deeper spirituality. As we advance on our journey of faith, we must remember that we are not alone. Divine protection is always around us, and the cross of forgiveness is a tangible symbol of this protection. She invites us to live with hope and confidence in a future illuminated by the grace of God. Therefore, when we look at the cross of forgiveness, that we may remember the commitment we assume to be light in this world. That every time we look at this cross, we can be inspired to forgive, love, and live according to the principles of our faith. It is a call to action that, if answered, will lead us to a path of peace and salvation. Blessing Scapular. The Scapular of Blessing is one of the most powerful spiritual tools we receive through the revelations of Mary. This sacred object is much more than a simple piece of fabric. It represents a deep connection with the divine and a commitment to protection and faith. The scapular is adorned with symbols that remind us of the love and compassion of Our Lady, being a sign of His constant intercession for us. Using the blessing scapular is a practice that protects us from the forces of evil and storms that threaten our peace. Mary has promised that those who wear him with faith and devotion will not only find protection in their lives, but also see the conversion of hardened hearts around them. This is a testimony of the power of Mary's intercession and the effectiveness of her protection. The scapular is also a symbol of our dedication to prayer and spiritual life. Using it, we are remembered the importance of staying firm in our faith, even in times of trials. Prayer associated with the scapular is a powerful way to unite with Mary and her Son, Jesus. Each time we pray, we invoke the divine protection that accompanies us in every step of our journey. Mary teaches us that, when using the Scapular of Blessing, we must cultivate a life of prayer and penance. It is an opportunity to dedicate ourselves to the transformation of our hearts and the practice of charity. In doing so, we are not only seeking protection for ourselves, but also for our loved ones and communities. Compassion and mercy are fundamental in the Christian life, and the scapular remember that daily. The meaning of the Scapular of Blessing extends beyond physical protection. He invites us to reflect on our spirituality and to seek holiness in our lives. Through it, we are challenged to live in a way to reflect the values of the gospel. It is a call for us to be instruments of peace and hope, showing the world the light of Christ. In times of despair or confusion, it is comforting to know that we can count on the Scapular of Blessing as a symbol of Mary's protection. He reminds us that even in difficulties, we are not alone. Mary's maternal presence accompanies us, guiding us and strengthening us in our journey of faith. Using it, we renew our commitment to God and to His will. Therefore, that the Scapular of Blessing is not just an accessory, but a living expression of our faith and a sign of our surrender to the protection of Mary. May we use it with love and gratitude, fully trusting in the intercession of Our Lady in our lives. Virgin Mary Medallion. The Virgin Mary Medallion is one of the most powerful spiritual tools we receive to protect ourselves against the forces of evil. This locket is not just an adornment object, he carries with him a deep story of faith and miracles. Using it, we are remembered the constant intercession of the Blessed Virgin and the love she has for each of us. This locket has a significant inscription, which calls for the protection of faith and the innocence of our children. This reminds us of the importance of defending our faith in a world that often tries to move us away from Christian principles. Using the locket, we make a statement that we choose to follow the way of Christ, even in the midst of adversity. Miriam Corsini teaches us that the Virgin Mary Medallion acts as a true spiritual armor. It strengthens us in temptation times and helps us resist the evil influences that surround us. It is a constant reminder that we are under the protection of Mary and that with faith we can overcome any challenge that presents itself in our lives. In addition, the locket is a symbol of hope and renewal. By carrying it, we remember that innocence and faith are precious to be preserved. He encourages us to be guardians of faith in our lives and to fight against the forces trying to divert our souls from the path of salvation. The use of the Virgin Mary Medallion also invites us to pray and meditate on the mysteries of the life of Mary and Jesus. In doing so, not only do we strengthen our spirituality, but we are also most intimately united with God. Prayer associated with the use of the locket is a powerful means of invoking protection and blessings to our lives and to those we love. When we face difficulties, having the Virgin Mary Medallion near us can be a relief. He is a symbol of Mary's maternal presence in our lives, ensuring us that we are never alone. Confidence in your intercession helps us maintain faith, even in the darker hours. Thus, that we can value the Virgin Mary Medallion not only as an object, but as a living expression of our devotion and faith. May we use it be inspired to live with love, courage, and hope, confident in the protection and grace that come from the Blessed Virgin Mary. During the video, you will have the opportunity to learn about powerful spiritual protection tools. Subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so as not to lose anything that we have prepared for you. And in the end, remember, share this video with those who need to hear this message of hope and protection. Message of hope and protection. The message of the Holy Virgin Mary, as revealed by Miriam Corsini, is an urgent warning, but is also a message of hope and protection. Although prophecies warn of the approaching difficult times, Mary assures us that even in darkness there is a light that shines to those who seek truth and salvation. It is essential to understand that despite the challenges, we have the ability to face what is to come with faith and courage. Mary, like our Heavenly Mother, does not want her children to live with fear. It offers us a path of protection through its messages and the spiritual tools given to us. Following your guidelines and using the tools such as the Cross of Forgiveness, the Blessing Scapular, and the Medallion, we equip us to face the storms of life. These sacred objects are tangible signs of Mary's love and the protection she offers us. The hope that Mary brings is deeply rooted in God's mercy. As we turn to Him with contrite and repentant hearts, we can experience transformation and healing. Maria reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. She walks with us and intercedes for us before her Son, Jesus Christ. This intercession is a source of strength and comfort that motivates us to continue our journey of faith. It is vital that we remain vigilant and open to the signs around us. Mary urges us not to ignore divine warnings, but to act consciously and responsibly. When we make decisions based on faith and love, we are preparing to face the challenges that will come. This preparation is not only for us, but also for those we love, for Mary's protection extends to all who trust her maternal care. The message of hope also calls us to be light to others. As we live according to the teachings of Mary and Jesus, we become instruments of peace and hope in a world that is often in despair. Our faith is not only a personal refuge, but also a source of inspiration for those around us. Therefore, when we face the difficulties, that we can remember Mary's promise, even on the darker nights, the light of divine love will always shine. Hope is a gift offered to us, and it is up to us to accept and share it. May we live each day with the certainty that with Mary by our side we are able to overcome any challenge and find the peace that only God can offer. By reflecting on the messages and spiritual tools we received through Miriam Corsini and the Blessed Virgin Mary, we are called to make significant decisions in our lives. These messages are not only warnings about what is to come, but they are also a light of hope that guides us in times of uncertainty. As we use the Cross of Forgiveness, the Blessing Scapular and the Virgin Mary Medallion, we are equipping ourselves with what we need to face the approaching challenges. It is essential that we maintain faith and hope in our hearts. Mary invites us to trust God's plan and to dedicate ourselves to prayer and conversion. May we unite in one voice, crying out for the protection and divine mercy. Each of us has an important role to play in building a better world where the light of Christ can shine intensely. At this point, I would like to invite them to subscribe to the channel and to share this video with friends and family. Together we can spread this message of hope and protection, uniting forces to face the difficult times to come. Do not forget to leave your like and comment, as your interaction is essential for us to continue to bring these messages to more people. And don't miss the next day's video, where we will continue to explore Mary's messages and how we can apply these teachings to our daily lives. Remember, hope is always within our reach, and with Mary's help, we can overcome any adversity. Remember, share this video with those who need to hear this message of hope and protection.